Should you add more cardio, or should you remove more calories from your lifestyle if you've hit a plateau or if you've just begun your weight loss journey? What should you do? So there's really 3 stages to your fat loss journey, depending on how far you want to take it, either single digit percentages or low double digits, which is like 10 to 12. What my suggestion is, and by the way, if you're new here, my name is Matthew. I'm an online fitness coach that just shares his fat loss experience and fitness journey from going from 205 pounds to 170 pounds, building muscle, getting leaner every day, and living a healthy lifestyle. Subscribe if you're new. Anyway, back to the video. By the way, I don't usually film on my bed. It's just I pulled my neck muscle, and it was just so tough at work today that I was walking around pulling my head and just having crazy neck pain. So I need to relax while I make this YouTube video. Still trying to pump out some value for you guys. So I apologize if you don't like the scenery. If you don't like it, click off the video. If you want to enjoy the value that you're about to get from this video, stay and watch, because I'm about to put you guys on some game. I wish I knew this before I started. I wish I could tell myself this. I don't even know. Freaking 5 years ago. This would have changed my life. So, when you're first ready to lose, your fat, right? You decided, okay, now I'm going to commit to the cut. I'm ready to lose fat, and I'm ready to slowly enter a calorie deficit. If you are not already doing cardio, whether you're bulking or cutting, that's the first thing you should be doing. Not only does it improve your heart health, not only does it improve digestion and just your overall lifestyle, endorphins, hormones, etc., but it just makes cutting a hell of a lot easier. And it's just healthy for you. So do that. Start with 15 minutes of cardio a day, work up to 30 minutes, and that's all you really need. Walk, hike, swim, whatever you like to do. Just pick one thing, and stick with it. I altered between walking, running right now because I'm training for a marathon, and in the winters I usually do Stairmaster just because I live in Canada and it's really cold, so I'm not a dedicated marathon runner or something like that. I just do it just because it's a good feeling. And yeah, I'm not psycho about it. So I'll just go hit the Stairmaster during the winter time. But besides that, let's get back into what you should do. So at the first beginning, of course, add cardio. Second, start with a very slight deficit until your body adjusts. I would say 200 to 300 calories. Even 300 calories might be pushing it at the beginning, because remember, once your body adjusts to 300, you got to go down again, and you got to go down again, and then you got to go down again. And what you don't want to do is at the end of your cut, or halfway through your cut, you're at 1900 calories, starving yourself. So slow the deficit. Slow and steady wins the race. Remember, unless you're aiming for a bodybuilding competition that you need to be cut at this specific day, at this specific time, look this specific way, and you're hiring a coach who's taking you through that, you're not in a rush. So slow down, chill out. Sorry, my memory card just got full, so I had to erase some storage, but we're back. Slow down, right? This isn't a race. It didn't take you 1 week to gain all this fat or bulk up to whatever you're at, so it's not going to take you 1 week to lose it all. Trust me, I've been to the point where I've tried to starve myself at points. I remember okay, I'm going to hit this 72-hour fasting, I'm going to lose all this fat and I'm going to be happy. No, it doesn't work like that. I've done it. I've looked in the mirror. I was like, yes, I've lost 5 pounds, because it was mostly water weight in 3 days. And then you have one bagel and then all the fat just comes right back, or all the weight just comes right back when it wasn't even fat in the first place to begin with. So slowly rather than quickly. And when you start with your calories, like I said, start with 100. Then try to, what I always recommend, or what I wish I knew 5 years ago, is each 100 calories, try to ride out for as long as you possibly can. So let's say you start your deficit at 3,000 calories, right? And then you drop it down to 2,900. Ride out 2,900 calories with whatever, 30 minutes of cardio a day for as long as you possibly can. Just pick one cardio amount. 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week is fine. You don't need to overdo it. You don't need to overkill. Steady state, you don't need to do any of that bullshit. HIIT, sprinting, and all that crazy stuff that these athletes are doing. Right? That's it. Ride out 2,900 calories for as long as possible. Then once you hit a plateau with 2,900, drop it another 100. Ride out 28 as long as possible. Same thing. 27. Ride out 27 as long as possible. 26, 25, 24. And then there's going to be a point where you hit, like, you don't really want to go below 22, especially if you're natural. So, and depending on obviously your height and weight, but like let's say you go down to like 2,200. You ride out 2,200 as long as you possibly can. This is what I did. And then I hit a plateau. So what did I do? I just added 10 more minutes of cardio. That's when you want to add some cardio. Because you don't want to be at a point where you're completely depleting your protein intake, your carbohydrate intake. Fats is just like whatever, 40 grams of fat a day, it's good enough. You don't want to be depleting your protein and carbohydrate intake, because that's what's going to protect your muscles. That's what's going to give you energy for your workouts, to protect your muscles, and it's going to be able to fuel you throughout your day, give you energy for work, give you energy to lift heavy, give you energy to go through life, right? You don't want to bring to an extreme deficit of like 1,500 calories where you're basically starving yourself, you feel like ass, and everybody's like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? I don't even want to hang out with him because he's I don't even know how to describe it. Just like someone with a bad mood, like you've ruined your moods, you ruined everything, and you're just not somebody pleasant to be around. Trust me, I've done that for like a week straight, and I was like the grumpiest asshole to be around. So don't do that. Once you've reached and it's going to take you from 3,000 calories, let's say for example, to 2,200, you can ride that out for a solid 3 to 5 months. Especially if you have muscle, especially if you're, not a beginner at the gym, that's going to be a lot, like you're going to see results a lot quicker. But obviously if you're new, you can ride that out for a lot longer, like even up to 8 months, almost even a year. So, quick video I just wanted to make out, just a quick value. Moral of the story, don't cut calories too drastically. Only add more cardio, you should be doing cardio, period, and only add more cardio once you've reached a low enough deficit where you don't need to pull from your proteins and carbs as drastically. You always want to stay around, especially if you're a young guy, like most of my audiences are young guys, 18 to like 35. Guys, you should not be going down below 2,000 calories. Just honestly. You're going to feel like shit, you're going to perform like shit, and your metabolism's going to crash, so you're just going to hit a plateau anyway, and then you're going to message me saying, hey Matthew, I've hit my plateau, I don't know what to do. This is what you do. If you've done this already and if you want to fix it, restart your metabolism, refeed yourself for like 2 weeks straight, just go back to maintenance, eat at maintenance, and then slowly take away 100 calories until you hit your plateau, because your body will adjust. And then once you've hit a plateau to the point where I'm eating like 2,150, 2,200 calories, and I'm not dropping any more than that. I've hit a plateau now, and I just added 5-10 more minutes of cardio, and that's it. That's how simple it is. And now I'm back on the fat loss. You don't have to overcomplicate it. It's just numbers at the end of the day. Energy in, energy out. Yes, calories in, calories out. But you can go deeper than that. But I'm going to leave you like I always do. Subscribe if you're new. Create more than you consume. Love others. Serve everyone. Follow for more. Check out the links below. Peace.